Hey guys, and welcome to today's video. I apologize for, sort of slacking on posting videos. I've just had a lot going on the past 2 weeks. I've been super busy, back to back, so I'm sorry about that. A few housekeeping things. The giveaway from my last video is still going on. I will leave a link to that down below if you guys still want to enter. I'm giving away a Rungh nail polish set because you guys got us over 100 subscribers. So keep subscribing if you haven't already, and check that video out if you still want to enter the giveaway. And I'm super excited to announce that if you guys want to meet me, I'm actually doing an event, a Rungh event at this beauty bar. It's called Clutch Beauty Bar, and it's right outside of Philadelphia. I'm actually going to leave the link down below, but we are doing discounted manis and pedis, and you guys can create your own custom shade of nail polish and take it home, and I will be there. So if you guys are in the Philadelphia area and you want to come by, it's going to be so much fun. I'm so excited for it. So come through. I'd love to meet some of you guys if you can. And let's get into this video. I mean, so many of you guys have been requesting that I do a time management / organization video. And I'm so good at it because I do so many things and I'm a crazy person that I have to pretty much time manage everything. So I'm going to share with you guys some of my tips and tricks of what I like to do in order to try to stay on top of things, and hopefully hopefully this will help you guys as well, whether you're in school, whether you're working, whether you're doing both, and naturally you run out of time. So hopefully these help. So because I'm a student and I run a business and I also have a part-time job, my timing is always insane, and so I have to schedule everything out all the time or I would never know what was going on ever. So I'm gonna share with you guys some of the things that I do to keep on track, and hopefully that helps you. So one of the first things I do is, for anything that's business related, I will actually just or anything that's business related, pertaining to Rungh, if I have a conference call or an event or something like that, I actually just use the calendar on my iPhone. And that way I can just go ahead and block out days that I know things are going on. That way it's penciled in, I have a time frame for how long it's going on for. And it also will remind me as well if there's something that's coming up. I find that this is super helpful, especially for things like calls, because oftentimes I'll just get an email and it's hey, can we set up a call for next Wednesday at 12:30, which I'll look at my schedule and next Wednesday at 12:30 is fine, but come next Tuesday I'm probably gonna forget. So it's nice that that's penciled in, so that way I don't accidentally schedule on top of it. Also for things like events, because that stuff is usually known in advance. If it's oh, next month we're gonna do this on this Saturday or something, I'll go ahead and sort of block out that time frame, so again I don't end up accidentally overscheduling it. I find that this is especially useful for just business stuff because 90% of the things actually just come through my email, and then it automatically links up with my calendar, so that way everything is automatically penciled in and I don't really have to do too much about it. So that works great. Also for just anything that I know well in advance, so for things like vacation, for example, if I'm going to be going anywhere, I can go ahead and block that out just so I have that already ahead of time. Also for school, things like finals, that's usually something that is known well in advance, so I'll go ahead and block out that time frame for, you have your final in this class at this time at this place. And I'll go ahead and put that into my calendar again, just so that way I don't end up overscheduling. So this is one of my favorite tools. I use this all the time, especially because I'm always on the go and my phone is always with me. I can always go ahead and just tap in and see, what do I have going on for today? What do I have going on for tomorrow? What do I have going on for next week? And so I love this. It's what I use all the time. And it really helps me stay on track. For more school-related things, I have an agenda. This is just a planner. I actually need to get a new one. This one's from 2016, but these are super great because they've got the months on the side, and so they open up to a calendar, and then they have each day in there. So this is my old one. You can see I actually have like an exam and a midterm that are like scheduled in. And I like that because, you know, when you have classes every single day, it's easy to kind of list down, you know, what do you have that's due tomorrow, what's due the following day. Especially like last minute assignments, sometimes I'll be sitting in class and even if it isn't on the syllabus, a professor will be like, oh, well, I need you guys to read this article for tomorrow or for next class or something, and that's easy to slip my mind. So having a planner is something that's really nice, so that way you can just quickly kind of write that in and know what's sort of pending. Especially for school, I found that I haven't used it that often in college just because typical class schedules are like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Tuesday, Thursday, and a lot of it's already usually outlined ahead of time on the syllabus, or a lot of my homework is just online through like a website portal, and so I can always just check it. I found that this was especially helpful more in high school when you have like 7 classes every single day and it's hard to remember what your homework assignment from 7 a.m. in the morning was versus like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But nonetheless, I've still used this in college, but I mostly use this just for things that are school related, just because I feel like there's more things that come up with different classes and it's just easier to keep them all uniform in one book, and it's easy to know, you know, oh, you have an exam next week, or you've got this homework assignment that's now due, and it's just easy to check back because days are long and it's hard to remember what to keep track of, so something like this is super, super helpful. And finally, one of my favorite things is this, which it's totally blank right now because I actually have to fill out, but it's basically this whiteboard calendar. And so what I do on here is I'll write the month and then I'll fill out all the days, and I use this actually just sits right on top of my desk, and this will have a combination of both like school, work, and business things on it. And I like this because it sits right in front of my face, so anytime I'm working on my desk, if I'm getting on a call, if I'm answering an email or something, I don't have to check like in my agenda and check my phone. I have this calendar just sitting right in front of me, so I know what's going on this week, next week, in the next 2 weeks. It's just a little bit more detailed and in depth of that specific month. And it's really great for me because when you're running things like a business and you have class and you have a part-time job or something, it can be really overwhelming and difficult to keep track of, you know, what was due when. And so I like having this because it's like, oh, you have a call at 2 o'clock on Wednesday, but you have a midterm on Thursday and you've got a final on Friday. It's really nice for me to be able to just look at it throughout the week and remember like, oh, you have an exam then, you've got this then. So do you want to push your call from, instead of this week, maybe into next week, so that way you're done with it? For me, that helps really schedule out, so I'm not crazy overwhelmed, and it also makes me realize, you know, what I have going on in the week. A lot of times I might be like, oh, this is a super easy week, there's not a lot going on, and then having something like this is really nice because then I can see, oh, maybe Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday didn't have a lot going on, but Thursday and Friday I have like 2 huge projects that are due. And then that also helps me really balance out my time, because if I find that Tuesday I'm not really doing too much, but I have a huge project due on Thursday, I can actually go ahead and get started so I don't really procrastinate. And that actually saves a lot of time in the long run, because running a business as well, things pop up all the time. So if something gets really crazy on Wednesday and I need to handle that, I now have the time to do it because I went ahead and started Thursday's project on Tuesday, if that makes any sense. So this helps me see pretty much everything on a monthly basis. So again, that's why I also schedule things on my phone. So suppose this is the month of August. I have an event planned in September that's obviously not going to show on here, but it'll be on my calendar for next month. But this is just a very detailed glance at what I've got going on a day-to-day, a week-to-week basis, and this just really helps me visualize what I have going on. And the best part is it's a dry erase, so after the month is over, you just erase it and fill out what you have going on for the next month. So those are more of the things that I use in order to to manage my time a little bit better. It just helps me sort of visualize what's going on so that way I can balance my time properly. That way it's not like, oh, you've got 3 meetings and then you have an event and you've got an exam, you know, all on one day. It helps me sort of space it out throughout the week, and then I can time appropriately. So having those 3 tools just helps me look at my schedule and know what is kind of going on. And in terms of staying organized, of course, there's always like a never-ending to-do list. And so one of my favorite things to do is actually just grab Post-it notes. I'll write down, you know, what are things that I need to do for the day, and I'll actually just take it and I'll stick it on the inside of my laptop because I go everywhere with my computer. But if I stick it on the inside of my laptop, no matter where I am, whether I'm at my desk, if I'm on campus, if I'm running to a meeting or something, and I've got a little extra time to kill, it's really nice to look at that to-do list and remember what I actually have pending for the rest of the day. So those are just some of my really helpful tricks and tips. They've worked really, really well for me, and it's helped me always stay on track, make sure I don't miss assignments, because again, a lot of the stuff I've done has been through experience. So there have totally been times where I've missed a homework assignment or forgotten something was due because I didn't pencil it in properly or I didn't pencil it in at all. And so by doing this system, it's really helped me to see what I have coming up, what's due, what I've done. And it's really helpful for me. So hopefully those tips are helpful for you guys as well. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure you give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button if you aren't subscribed already. And hopefully I get to see some of you guys at my Rungh event in Philly. So I will leave the link down for that below. Come check it out if you can. I'd love to see some of you guys. All right, bye guys.